I'm not trying to win an argument here. I mean, it really sounds like that. I hate it. I hate it if you're not there.
I guess this is it. An actual play podcast of a game by Cesar Capacle and played by Samantha Britt and Ben Mabbott.
So here we are, special episode of the actual play, and this is, I guess this is it, from Button Shy Games and Cesar Capacle. Oh, I can't pronounce people's names. Cesar, how would you say that?
Capacle?
Capacle? Capacle?
Capacle.
I know he's Brazilian. It's a difficult name. Anyway,
Capa.
Cesar, I do apologise.
Sorry, Cesar.
So, this...
Obrigado.
Very good. This, usually I do these shows alone, but here I have a special guest for this heart-wrenching relationship episode. So, would you introduce yourself and tell the good people who you are and what you do?
Hello, good people of 5 Games for Doomsday. Yeah, I'm Samantha Britt Grinnell Zaidman. I have
You've got
many
like
names.
70,000 names.
Yeah, I keep adding them. You know, it represents my multifarious nature.
Are you trying to be like a European aristocrat with 1,000
Not
names?
trying. I mean, yeah.
Well, that's true.
Or reclaiming from.
I mean, you're
bygone
Polish
days.
aristocracy, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. All those castles. Anyway, I'm Sam. Let's do the short version. I'm an opera singer. I'm from New York, USA, and I've lived in Berlin, Germany for almost 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how is the opera industry? Is it brutal?
It's rough. I mean, since the pandemic, I've had a little too much free time, but in general, I'm very happy to be an opera singer living in Germany. We got some good arts funding here, built into the system from the Kaiser days, you know. 1/3 of the world's opera happens in Germany.
Wow,
fun fact.
I didn't know that.
1/3, yeah.
So this is an acting-y thing. Mm-hmm. Do you have any acting in your background?
I do indeed.
Because opera singers are rubbish at acting.
Yeah. I know. I'm not even defensive. I just accept that as fact. But I try to be one of the few that's not so rubbish at it. I mean, I have had some straight acting training. Isn't it weird that it's called straight acting? Yeah, I don't know if you do the same thing in the UK. Straight.
Sure.
So what's the other one? Crooked acting?
Yeah, the opera is a crooked profession, so it makes sense.
I'm glad we cleared that up. Yeah, so I had some what was it, 3 years of straight acting classes included in my degree, which is very unusual for an opera degree, actually. And then after that, I did some more. I did have a brief moment thinking, oh, I want to get into film acting, and I took some really good film acting classes in New York. Didn't really follow that thread.
No? You're not a film star?
No, not that I know of. You know, there could be stuff out there that is.
Well, it's all to come. It's all to come, Sam.
Thanks, Ben. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the opera thing, and I like being known within the opera world as someone who will be a stage animal. What do they say auf Deutsch? A Bühnesau, right?
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Like
a
stage
ham.
pig?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I definitely have that reputation to chew the scenery.
Good.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be horrendous. This episode's going to be full of terrible acting. Certainly from my side. All right, so we are playing, I guess this is it. This is an 18-card role-playing game. From Button Shy Games. And what this game is a game about the end of a relationship, right? And the situation is we will come up with a scenario and who we are and all of that sort of stuff. But there is one person who is staying and there is one person who is leaving. And we will decide throughout that whether the leaving is a good thing or whether it's a bad thing. And through drawing cards, we will decide. We will tell the story of this relationship that is about to end. Now, I'm going to tell you, before we get into deciding what our scenario is, who we are, all of that sort of stuff, I'm going to explain some rules to you. So, this is a card game as well as a role-playing game, so there are certain ideas. What we are trying to do is, by the end of the game, finish with the same amount of cards in our hand. What that implies is that we've both contributed the same to the final conversation. One person hasn't been neglected, one person hasn't dominated the situation.
Ooh, that's a challenge.
Also, you have, in the corner, I am sorry I have to go, goodbye. That is the last line the person who is leaving will say.
Okay.
So we have a grid of cards in front of us. When we take cards and we get to the sorry I have to go, goodbye, that is the last moment. Underneath the I'm sorry I have to go, goodbye is 2 cards. What this is the aspects of that person that you will forget in the future.
And neither one of us knows what those are.
Neither one of us knows what these are. So the way it works is you will take from the top left of the grid, on your turn, you will take one or two cards. Each card has 4 symbols and a word. The word dictates the central idea of the scene. So the first one we have here is change. The symbols denote the character of that. So the star means a wish. That could be a wish for you. It could be a wish for the person you're saying goodbye to. The clock is a memory. That is talking about something you've shared with each other.
Okay.
The heart is an apology. You wish to apologize. This relationship is coming to an end for a reason. And also, the diamond is a recognition. This is something you realize about the relationship. It could be directly referring to why the relationship is ending, or it could be a recognition that is about something else. Also, these symbols have an effect. Because what we're trying to do is have the same amount of cards at the end. So, and I will remind you with this as we play, so you don't need to remember it necessarily, but if you activate a memory, you can play an extra card from your hand and have another scene.
Okay.
Yeah?
Fun.
If you activate a wish, after you've narrated your wish, your partner, me, I can pass you another card.
Okay.
So this is about equaling our hands. After an apology, your partner, so me in this case, can skip drawing a card from the grid. And with a recognition, after you've narrated your scene, you can pass a card to me. Yeah? And the way this works is you will take a card and you will place it, and it has to match one of the symbols.
Oh, nice. We're building a little picture.
Yeah. So you can flip and match 2 hearts, and then you will play that apology based upon that card, which says change.
Right.
So you will apologize for a change that has happened in the relationship.
Okay.
You have to match the symbols. Now, you can flip a card to that side. So for the listeners, if you're imagining the oblong of a card, if you put the short side to the long side, that implies that there is something out of sync in the relationship.
Oh.
And what happens then is the goodbye cards move.
Shortening the duration of the game.
Shortening the duration of the game, but also adding to the things that you will forget about that person. So this could gradually eat the grid. But, and I must stress this, the importance of this game is not to do the strategically good thing.
Okay.
The importance of this game is to tell the best story.
Nice.
So if you think, fuck the card moving up, I need to do this, don't think twice about it.
I need to say something's out of sync with us, or
exactly.
with change, or...
The story is the vital element.
Got
of
it.
this.
Oh, I like that.
You don't play these games to win. You
Right.
play these games to tell the best story.
The journey, not the destination.
Exactamundo. So, what we need to do is we need to start by deciding who we are.
Setting up the game.
All right, so we have got to answer 4 questions before we start.
Okay.
The questions are, what is the nature of your relationship? Which one of you is leaving? Which one of you is staying? Why are you saying goodbye? And where does your goodbye take place? So who are we? What is our role? Why are we breaking up? And where does the goodbye take place?
Okay.
So, what do you think's cool?
Well,
So what is the nature of our relationship? So the initial thing that you think is, well, it should be
romantic.
but it needn't be that. If you want to think out the box, something that's different, and anything goes. This is very much a yes and situation.
Right. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is romantic because we all love watching stories about love. But I do think that there's a place for stories about friendship, and I do think friendship breakups are really, really damaging. I mean, the couple of them that I can remember in my life, sometimes they smart more.
Well, I mean, what's fascinating, I think, relationships with friends tend to fizzle out more than they have a
that's true.
definite ending.
That's
right?
true, but the fizzling out ones that don't linger in your memory.
They don't cause pain.
Not usually.
Generally not.
No, you're like, we went our separate ways, But when one friend says to another, I can't be your friend anymore for this and this and this reason, that stays with you.
Okay, so
I don't know.
So yeah, I'm good with that we're friends.
I mean, do we have enough to work with then?
Well, what I want to do now is we'll still stay answering this first question. Why are we friends? Where did we meet? What did we meet through work? Did we meet in school? Did we meet in college? Did we meet because our spouses were friends and so we were thrown into a place of being friends? Why are we friends?
I think meeting through college is good. I think those are pretty tumultuous types of friendships. You've witnessed a lot together in a short period of time, like that concentrated...
3-4 years is very intense.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's nice.
Okay, great. What did we study?
Oh, good question. Well, it would be nice if at least one of us had an artistic field.
Okay.
Whether it's like, really fine arts, or something sort of artistic in a practical way, like architecture. I think that would be nice if one of us had like either a painter or an architect.
So what about this then? One of us is artily.
Yeah.
And one of us is sort of techie.
Yeah, that's good.
And
Classic.
Part of the reason we're splitting up is that we find that our priorities in life are different and we're no longer the people
that's
we
good.
once were.
I'm still kind of thinking perhaps we should go back to the romantic nature of the relationship though, but I like these roles.
So who do you want to be the arty one or do you want to be the more sort of techie one?
I'm not sure. Do you have a preference?
I have no preference whatsoever.
I'll go with arty.
Okay, so you can decide what that, you don't have to tell me necessarily, but you can
I have an idea. What if we're like friends with benefits, college friends with benefits?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we didn't really have a romance. But we hooked up a couple times.
Right, okay. Excellent. So we're friends from college. So which one of you is leaving and which one is staying?
I'm the arty one, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think is more likely to leave?
Well, it depends, doesn't it?
Of course.
I mean...
I feel misunderstood.
So I've decided that I'm in tech. And tech is also a movie profession, right? People move a lot in tech.
Yeah, true. Physically, geographically, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And arty people also move around.
Oh, yeah. So it could be just that could be the reason, the first impetus. Like, I want to go to this city and you don't, or vice versa.
All right, you want to leave, I want to stay.
Yeah.
You're leaving, I'm staying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have to know the exact place?
No. Well, that can come out through the
okay, brilliant.
thing. But yeah, just so
I'm leaving, you're staying.
Okay. Why are you saying goodbye? So the idea is bear in mind that we're saying goodbye, and the implication is we'll never see each other again.
Oh, wow. Okay. Right. Yeah. And then we'll forget all this stuff about each other.
Exactly. So you need a why. Why are you saying goodbye? You're the one saying goodbye.
I think something must have happened. Something big, like something humiliating, maybe regarding my art. And then you were involved in it, and I felt completely diminished.
Great. Also, I see, because often friends with benefits are not just friends, right? And so maybe I see a emotional difference between the two people. One of them is into it, and one of them is, so the agreement was from the beginning that this is not serious.
Exactly.
We're friends.
Right. It's an arrangement.
Yet one of the people has developed feelings they shouldn't have.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who?
Yeah. I can be interesting if it's you. But
Okay.
it could be me.
Well, I just get this feeling that the person who's leaving the impetus for them leaving is that they want to spare themselves a broken heart. So they're running away, right?
Right. Does that imply that that person is therefore more emotional or less emotional?
No, it doesn't imply anything like that. What it implies is just they've developed feelings where they shouldn't have developed feelings.
Whoops, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
But then I'm the person leaving. Okay, so I developed feelings where I didn't develop feelings. That's what we know so far.
Yeah. Okay, and the last question is...
And something happened.
And something happened that was related to your profession.
Yeah.
Where does your goodbye take place?
Well, I get a lot of stormy vibes from these cards. The art is very stormy.
It is.
I kind of want there to be some storm, and we're outside.
So what about this? You have contacted me and you said you want to meet. And what we do a lot is we go for walks and talks. We've been caught in the middle of a massive rainstorm.
Nice.
And we've run into a little gazebo or shelter.
Right.
And this is where the conversation takes place.
Perfect.
Okay, so the book says to give you some sort of idea of what you're doing. The person leaving, you wish you could stay a little longer, but you know your time has come. Express how you feel, but remember it's always harder for the person staying. For the person staying, you wish they'd stay a little longer, but you know you have to let them go. Express how you feel, but remember the guilt the person leaving might carry. Okay? So, we're in a park. It's raining. We're stood under a shelter. I'm thinking, so for the listeners, we live in Berlin, and near our apartments is the Friedrichshain Volkspark, the People's Park. And there's the little Chinesey gazebo, you know? You've got the duck pond.
Yep.
And on the other side is a little Chinese gazebo.
Yeah, with the thing that you can ring.
Exactly. And so we've been walking through the park, we get caught in this downpour, and we're underneath something like that.
Great.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, great. So, what we're going to do is now we're going to start.
Woohoo!
Playing the game.
So, here we are. The first turn. So, I can take up to 2 cards from the grid, and then I play 1 to our center tableau, and I act the scene. Okay, so I am going to take 1 card, and this 1 card says change. So, in the game, there are 4 categories, 4 symbols: a memory, a wish, an apology, or a recognition. Change, so I have a card in my hand, and I have a card that I draw, so I could play either of them.
Okay.
And there is a mechanical thing that happens afterwards, but I can decide now what I wish to do. I am going to...
You can only play one, though, right? You can't do
I can
like a
only
combo.
play one, yeah. Unless I do a memory, which allows me to play another card, and then that will develop because I think I was wrong at the beginning. That will make the scene have another keyword, basically.
Okay.
Okay, so I am going to play the change card, and I'm going to start with a recognition. Because I think that what has happened is that we have something has happened, and we realise that our relationship is basically at breaking point. And I want to start the scene by recognising what you've done. This is going to be in the present. I think this is just going to be monologue-y, and I am going to explain to you who I think you are and why I think you're valuable.
Got it.
And then at the end, I can pass you a card if I wish.
Oh, that's the recognition rule. Got it.
That's
the
recognition. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes, very.
So, it's difficult to be here with you because I know the nature of our relationship has changed. But I want you to know something. Since you wrote to me, I've been thinking a lot about us. And while there is no conceivable way I can offer you what you want, I want you to understand something. I never had any constants in my life. My parents were never really there. My interests when I was young resulted in me being considered a nerd, an idiot, someone to be ridiculed. And it wasn't till I met you, it wasn't till that first time in the college bar when I was stood in the corner looking so scared, and you came over and you spoke, and your natural, sunny personality. It wasn't till I met you that I find some consistency in my life, and I appreciate that you have to go. And I think it's better for both of us, but I want you to understand that since you sent me the message, I've recognised something vital. That I don't know what will happen in the future between us. I don't know if I'll ever see you again. But everything that I have now, my career, my relationship, my children, are all down to what you gave to me through giving me just a small piece of your confidence. And I want you to know that. And I feel sad. I hope you feel sad. But just understand that our sadness is an affirmation, a confirmation that what we had was important. All right, there we go. First card.
Woohoo!
Wasn't that emotional?
Very.
Okay, so now I can choose to give you a card from my hand.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Oh.
So all of these actions, by the way, are optional. You don't have to buy. So, okay, now it's your go.
I was really wanting a card. Damn.
Well, you already have one, and I've only got one, and we're trying to be
keep
equal.
it even.
Exactly. So, what you have here, so you can take one or two cards into your hand.
From the in order?
You have to
anywhere?
go from the left snaking round. And so, for instance, if you really like the lie card, that means you have to take two cards. Because for the listeners, one card says exposure, one card says lie. You would have to take two if you really like the lie card. And then you take the cards, then you decide what aspect do you want it to be a memory? Do you want it to be an apology? Do you want it to be a wish? Do you want it to be a recognition? So it's up to you. Take as many cards as you wish. Well, not as many. A one or two is what I'm saying. But within that parameter, as many cards as you wish.
Yeah, and then I can choose between what's in my hand or what I took.
Exactly.
And then just remind me, wish, at the end of it, you do what?
At the end of wish, you can pass me a card.
Okay. And...
Oh, no.
No, that's recognition.
I can pass you a card.
Right.
Recognition, you can pass me a card. Memory, before you do your scene,
right,
you can take another card into your hand. You can play another card from your hand down here, and so the memory will have those two aspects.
Yeah.
And apology, I can skip my next draw, so I don't have to take cards.
I am going to take this card.
Yeah.
Exposure. It's a lovely card. Really lovely. It's got like a serpent lady with a long tongue on it. She has a big third eye. And I'm going to go with wish.
Okay. So you need to play it next to the card I played.
Right, next to change.
So the symbol needs to sync up. Remember, you can always flip the card and play it in a different direction.
Question is, though, I think I want it to be a monologue.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure. Let me think that for one more momentito. Okay. I hope this is the appropriate use of wish.
Okay.
And I am going to do a monologue.
Okay, so the cards they're out of sync, so we move the goodbye card one over and we lose loss.
Oh. Yeah, let's go.
So what is it? What's the scene going to be?
Oh, well, it's a continuation of... I'm picking up where you just finished speaking.
Yeah.
And, it's a monologue in this gazebo. It's still raining. And I'm going to talk to you about a wish.
Excellent. So, you ready?
Yeah, as I'll ever be. Well, I couldn't put it in text form. I'm sure you realized it was something big, the reason I asked for you to meet. But I really, it was a few days ago, and I had a huge exhibition, and my greatest wish is that you would be there with me for this exhibition. As you know, I mean, we've been talking about it for weeks, and I thought you were going to be there, and you only told me that day that something came up. I know kids. I know life is complicated. I know it's stressful at home. I know all that. But as you said, we have constancy, and that constancy is crucial for me too. And I'm not trying to win an argument here. I mean, it really sounds like that, but it's like I finally had something that I've dreamed about for years. I mean, over 100 people were there, and I had to do my thing, okay, people think I'm good at it, working the room. It's like, I hate it if you're not there. And you've been there for all the little ones, the ones that didn't amount to much, but they were fun, but I relied on you, and I didn't even realize I relied on you. And that's on me, I guess. But I kind of can't believe that you weren't there. It was my greatest wish, actually, and then it made me question even the art that I created for the exhibition. A lot of it was based on you.
All right, emotional stuff. Okay, so my turn. I am going to draw a card. And this card says lie. Oh, so at the end of your wish, your partner may pass you a card. Your partner may pass you a card. Yeah, I'll give you a card. There you go. Okay, so I have drawn a card lie.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a memory. Now, you might be a bit freaked out by this. So I want to do a dialogue scene.
Okay.
And this is post-coital.
Okay.
We lay in bed.
Okay.
After having slept with each other.
After meeting in the rainstorm.
No. This is a memory.
Oh, right.
This is a memory. So we're in our college dorm.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And we've just slept with each other.
Okay.
And I guess,
Yeah.
set out the rules for what this is.
Yeah.
And you agree to those rules.
Right.
But even then you sense. So you have this idea, so you have stronger feelings. And I'm very much, this is an irregular thing. This is something we do when we're feeling lonely, we're feeling low, and you agree to it. And you lie, essentially.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah?
I'm the one with the lie. Yeah.
Yeah, because you say, yeah, no, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
You ready?
Sure.
Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you seeing somebody?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I am, I guess. It's not really promising, though. I mean...
Look. I'm gonna speak to you now.
Okay.
I didn't expect this to happen, right? And it was good. Don't get me wrong. You don't need to feel bad about yourself.
I don't feel bad about anything.
I enjoyed it, but I've never had a real friend before. Someone who I can rely on, right? And this shit gets in the way of friendship. They always say, when Harry met Sally bullshit, that men and women can't be friends for this simple reason, right? But the problem was, that was really good.
Yeah. I mean, a lot better than the person I'm seeing.
But you have to understand. And I don't know how the fuck to say this. I mean, especially after what's just happened, I don't think of you that way.
What way? You mean?
I
mean,
this is fucking
I'm a woman. Like that's.
No, sure. I know you're a woman. I mean,
right.
Undebatable proof just now, but I don't want this thing between us to fuck up. And so, if we're going to do this, you have to understand that I don't think of you that way. You have to understand that we're friends.
Yeah.
And if we're feeling lonely, and if we're feeling sad,
okay,
maybe we can do this. If we just
Sure.
need to, but
right.
you have to understand that this can only be friendship.
I mean...
Because if I get romantically involved with you...
Right.
It'll ruin our relationship, and that's the last thing I want.
Because you're just,
Because I'm fucking shit.
You're the destroyer.
Yeah, I'm fucking shit. The minute romantic feelings come into anything, I fuck it up. I'm good at having, I just can't. I want us when we're fucking 80 to be sat out on the porch.
Me too.
Drunk,
hell yes.
talking about our fucking lives,
Yeah.
and I don't want it to be a situation where you have to leave because one of us has developed feelings. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the long-term path. Like, come on, like there's no one else that I can really talk to. Like, I can talk to you, but okay. I mean, yeah. I think I'm cool with that. I just what are the rules exactly? Like,
so it's very simple.
I mean, we need to set these rules,
the rules
together.
The rules are super simple.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Sure. Let's see. Run me through the rules.
If we start to develop feelings, the second, and I can't stress how serious I am about this, the second either of us recognizes that is the deal, we tell the other, and this shit stops. Because if we do it the second we realize, it's retrievable. If we don't and we let those feelings fester, those feelings mature and those feelings increase, one of us is going to end up hurt.
Okay, if that happens What do you mean? Just like send a text and be like, Mayday, Mayday? Is that what you mean? Is that what the plan is? Or
Sure.
no more overnight sleepovers?
Exactly. And then we stop.
Okay. So, but in the meantime, we just hang out as we always have, and no rules there.
No.
So like...
And I am not going to do this more than once a month.
Oh, there's another rule.
Well, of course, because if we do it too much, that's when shit gets complicated.
Once a month, huh? Once a month.
A minimum. A maximum.
I mean, once a month is pretty funny for a woman. I gotta plan it right. But once a month.
Because the point is, right, if you have...
Months are different lengths.
This is true. But if you have an issue with this, we just stop now. This never happens again. This is the only time. Sorry, that's my phone.
Okay, yeah.
I'll get it later.
Yeah, okay.
It never happens again. And...
yeah.
And we stop right now because your friendship is what is important to me.
Okay. So, right. So very much we're doing the friends with benefits, but benefits happen once a month. It's like the once a month thing. Yeah, I'm cool with the barrier.
Because I'm ready to stop now. I'm ready to stop now.
No. I think it's too premature. I think we have more. This is the first time this happened. I mean, it was great, and I want to see what it's like another time. But yeah, sure. I think I'm just struggling with that once a month thing. I'm like, is it going to be who decides? I don't want to have this weird power dynamic too in our friendship. Like you're always the one asking for it, booty call or no.
Sure.
Should we exchange? Should we alternate?
We don't need to make it super complicated, but can you agree to that? Because if you can't,
because
we know there's no feelings there. We know there's nothing like that right now. We don't want to have a situation where they develop.
Yeah.
Can you agree to that? If
yes.
so, we're cool. If not, we stop.
I can. How do we make it official?
I'm not going to write a contract. We're friends, so we don't need to put it down.
A drink.
Yeah. Okay. Should we go and get a drink?
Yeah. Let's get a drink.
There we go. Ooh, the plot thickens. All right. Woo! So, it's your go. So,
do we want to decide like when that was in relationship to now, or is that?
Well, I sort of assumed it was at college, so
yeah, but like, how old are we now versus college?
Mid-30s.
Okay.
Sort of thing. Like I've got a kid and stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's 10, 15 years, right?
And I don't have a kid.
No. So yeah, I didn't do the memory power, so that's fine. So
right.
You can draw one or two cards. The next two cards are Clash and Fate.
Woo! Big ones. And then I've got what's in my hand.
And then you've got what's in your hand.
Oh, you have no hand.
I have no hand.
Oh, poor you.
I know.
Do you want to give these characters names, by the way?
Yeah. What names? I'm going to be Rob. Rob seems a adequately generic name for normal people.
Rob the normie.
Yeah.
I'll be, I want to be an A name. One of those, like, fluffy A names. Either Anastasia or Alessia or...
Pick one.
Yeah, Anastasia seems
okay, good. So that tells me a lot about your parents. Mm-hmm. All right, so draw two cards. Or one card.
Or one card. Or use from my hand or no?
You draw the cards, then you can decide what cards you play.
Yes. Well, I could take Fate, but then I would have 4 cards, right? Because we've got Clash and then Fate.
Yeah, but bear in mind, if you do, so you can't do a memory again, because that icon is not available. So if you do...
Apology?
If you do recognition, for instance, you can pass me a card after you finish.
Okay. And apology, what do I do with the cards?
An apology, I can skip my next draw, which I'm not going to do, but it's fine. I can draw 2 cards on my next turn.
Recognition is available, right? Memory is available.
Oh yeah, memory is available on... Oh no, you have to play to the card I just played.
Ah, that's right. Okay, so recognition, we got wish, we got apology.
So you're going to take 1 or 2 cards?
I'm going to go with Clash.
Okay.
And I'm going to do Recognition.
Okay.
But am I going to do it with Clash? Because I picked up Clash, but I have 2 other interesting cards in my hand. I feel so rich with cards. Recognition. And it doesn't always have to be directly relating to you, right?
No.
Okay.
You can be whatever you think is good.
Okay. I have 2 ideas. Always the decision between 2 things.
What are they?
One is that I recognize that I don't hate your wife.
Mm-hmm.
The other is I recognize that I don't want to have children.
Which one are you leaning towards?
Well, if I use this card, Care, it would be... Either one could work. If I use Clash, it's more the... Either one could work both ways. I don't know.
So make a decision. You can do this.
Thank you. I need some Jeopardy music. I'm going to go with No Children and Clash.
And so that's a memory. And
it is
so
memory?
it is... Oh, no, it's a recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And the cards are unsynced again. So we forget joy. So I think that suggests that maybe this final conversation might not end up brilliantly.
Oof.
Okay,
right.
so you ready? And it's going to be it's going to be you alone, right?
Yeah.
And
No, actually, I think it should be a duet since it's a clash.
Okay.
I think I'm telling you about my recognition, but there's...
And what are you recognizing?
That I don't want to have children, and you're bummed. You're not really behind this.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Good. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I just think, frankly, that you're denying children the fucking gift of you as a person. You're denying the world more of you. I think it's absolutely potty, quite honestly. You're betraying your fucking role. Not only as a woman, but as... I'm sorry, I know it sounds conservative, but not only as a woman, but as a fucking person. Your role as a human being is to have kids.
My role is to create in any way I see fit. And I see myself creating now through my art more and more and more. And I think that is enough.
But can't you imagine? Standing at the easel, a baby in one hand, a paintbrush in the other.
I mean, yeah, that's a beautiful image. But what does it take to get to that image? 9 months?
Well, a lack of fucking... A bit less selfish there.
Yeah, sure, a bit less. You didn't go through it. I mean, you reap the benefits of that cuddly time.
I want kids. I intend to have kids in the future. And frankly, that you would deny yourself to the world. I mean,
I'm not saying you shouldn't have kids. You definitely should have kids if you have that great desire. I mean, I've thought about it a lot. And it's like just been eating at me. Like I hate to say it, even the image, even the just idea of feeling pregnant, it just feels wrong to me. It doesn't seem like something my body wants. I know that's hard. It's hard to explain. It's hard. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm a woman. I shed the lining of my uterus. Yeah, I ovulate. Yeah, I have those chemical resources to do it, but I don't have to do it.
Look, I know you don't like me to talk about it. And I hesitate to say it because I know it makes you angry every time, but I can't help it. God wants you to have fucking children.
Seriously?
You're betraying your purpose that
How do you know what God wants? When did you become a prophet? When?
That's not the issue. You know. You know how I feel about this, and you know how fucking God feels about this. I know that you've temporarily decided, because it's cool and you're in arty friends, to eschew the inheritance that you've had from God, but you'll come to God soon, and if you don't have fucking children soon,
I can't.
You won't be able to. And then once you come back to God, then what can you do?
God has nothing to do with this. I mean, that's just, playing the God card. That's just convenient.
Why are we here?
I wanted to tell
Why
you.
did God put us on the planet?
Oh, why are we here? Excellent question. I don't think any of us really have the answer to that, Rob. Come on. I mean, to connect, to love, to create, to make what we've been given better. But that doesn't mean through kids always. I mean, oh man, you've seen them too on the subway, the U-Bahn. It's like the parents that they just didn't want to be parents, and they just did it because they were told from a young age that's what life's purpose is.
What the
carry it on.
How can you know?
They shouldn't have been parents.
How can you know about people's fucking lives from 2 seconds on a fucking subway?
Yeah, okay, but if
you don't see any of the pleasure, any of the love, any of the joy.
Yeah, and I just see the abuse. And how is that going to be? What if I'm resenting my kid the entire time?
Yes, don't be stupid. Look at you. You're so loving. You're so giving. You're such a happy, outgoing person. How could you deny a fucking child?
I can still love children. I can love your children. I can love, all of our friends' children. I'm not anti-children in the world.
You could start by having a fucking relationship for once.
Oh, here we go. I mean,
How many guys do you need to fuck before you find someone who you're compatible with? Frankly, you're getting older now, and you're acting like a selfish fucking
my
teenager.
mother. Come
well, maybe
on.
your mother has a fucking point.
Did she call you today? Like, really? Almost word for word. I didn't expect this from you. You know, I really want.
I'm your friend. Yeah. This is my fucking role.
Well, to make me feel like I'm not checking off all the boxes? No. Normally you hear me and you accept me. Look.
I tell you what. How about this? Don't say no straight away. Think about it. Come to church on Sunday. Don't laugh at me. Come to church on Sunday. Have a word with the pastor.
I might burn on sight when I enter.
And maybe he will make you see the light.
I'm not doing that. Look, I'm sorry. Can I zoom in? I'm not going to physically bring myself to church when I've made a decision just because you think this decision is like a heretic. What is this? Come on.
Look, I need to go.
What?
I'm meeting Jane. I need to go. Just think about what I've said. That's all I ask.
I hope you can think about what I've said. I don't think you realize all the sacrifice that it would take. I can't travel 3 times a month if I have a kid.
I need to go. Just think about it. Oh, that was dramatic, wasn't it? So you can choose now, if you wish, to give me a card. I would say the impetus of giving me the card is that you would think that it would be a cool scene for me to do.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I will give you a card. You're lacking in cardliness.
I am.
A cool scene for you to do.
So, for the listeners, she's given me a card that says Path. It was the card I gave to her because I couldn't think about
Fuck, really? I'm sorry. Would you like me to switch it out?
No, that's fine.
Now you have an idea, don't you?
I'm going to draw 2 cards. Fate and Fear.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Okay, so I'm going to use Fear. We're unsynced, so we lose trial. We're back at the gazebo, and I'm going to tell you about the fear I had and it's an apology.
Oh, you're apologizing, or someone's apologizing.
I'm going to apologize.
Okay.
And so I think I'm developing this idea of this guy that he's a bit of a twat. And he is going to apologize to you for the rules that he gave you because he knew you were unable to follow them because you have the weak, womanly emotions that you're unable.
Oh, this is going to be great.
That you're unable to control.
Oh.
And he's going to speak to you in the gazebo and
it's a monologue?
It's a monologue.
Tell me it's a monologue.
It's a monologue.
Fucking hell.
All right, you ready?
Bring it, Rob.
Pastor John had a good point in his sermon on Sunday. the weakness of a woman is not the weakness of a man. Now, I'm not saying that that men don't have weaknesses. Of course men have weaknesses. But men are able to follow rules. Men are able to stick to agreements. This is why a man should rule the house. Because a woman, while she has great strengths, she can nurture children, she can show love. Often, women can't stick to the promises they made, and I am sorry. Back at college, I'm sorry that I didn't know this, that I hadn't read enough, that I didn't understand that the rules that I was giving to you, you couldn't follow. Because it's your nature. It's your nature as a woman. And I know that me not coming to your exhibition is not about nervous, you feel nervous about giving a speech or you needed moral support. It's because I know you love me. And I'm sorry about that. I gave you something you could not do. And I apologize. And I know that in time you'll learn to forgive me. Because you're a woman. And that is in your nature. Woof! 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 That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, where's my puking bowl?
So I sense that I would assume that any self-respecting person after listening to that would start to get a bit pissed off.
Absolutely.
And I sense this idea that this meeting wanted to be, one that was kind of amicable, but after... So what I get the sense of is that I've been getting progressively more sort of Christian fundamentalist over time. And you are this liberal, artisty person.
Right.
And now, you can choose to take my suggestion or not, but I get this idea that after this speech, the tone changes and you're a bit like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to extricate myself.
I think it's like I started off just focusing on, you've hurt me, I hope we can make amends. I'm not sure that we can, but this was big. You really hurt me in a big way. And now I hear, wow, he's really gone in a direction that I wasn't aware of how far he's gone.
Sure. Okay, it's your turn. So you can take up to 2 cards. We're getting close to the end.
Yeah.
Barrier and bond. You can take 1 or you can take 2.
Yep. Yeah. I think I will. Go for both. Go for broke. Go for barrier and bond. They both start with B.
Indeed. All right. So we can't do an apology.
Right, but we can do a memory.
You have to play onto this one.
A wish, or a recognition, right?
A memory, a wish, or a recognition.
I kind of want to...
And so bear in mind, if you place the card and it's out of sync, this will be the last scene.
If it's out of sync.
So if you place...
Oh, turning!
Yeah, if you play the short side against the long side. Now that's fine. If you feel like it's the end of the scene, at the end of the story, that's fine.
Right.
But bear in mind, if you do, you have to say, I'm sorry, I have to go.
Right.
Goodbye.
Is this in sync or...
Now, unfortunately, because we've laid the cards, there is one rule: you cannot overlap.
Got it.
So you're unable to play that card there because it overlaps.
Got it. So really, I can only do recognition out of sync or a memory, this is in sync, right?
Yeah. I mean, a recognition's good, right? In the sense that a recognition, after that speech, you just recognize, oh my,
the barrier.
Life. Yeah, the barrier between us, which is your crazy ass faith or whatever.
It's true. It's true. It would mean I'm leaving.
Yes.
Right?
So
the only thing that's remaining that I would be sad to miss is this weird idea I have that I have a bond with the sun. of Rob, and that you've now become the son of Rob.
Well, this is what we don't get, what the cards in our hand represent at the end of the game is what we didn't have a chance to say.
Oh, so they still exist as part of the story.
Yeah.
Because this Bond card, look at that's little Benjamin, Rob's son.
Rob Jr.,
who's wayward and keeps showing up late for church.
Yeah.
Rob Jr., yeah, that's better. So sweet.
Okay, so you're going to recognise that Rob is kind of...
Yeah, we're still in the gazebo.
Gone too far. So...
I would say, though, the weather has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that can be an impetus for you to go, right? You can say, oh, it's stopped raining. I need to go. I need to catch my flight or whatever.
Right.
And so I think we should do it as you should have the final say as a monologue.
Really?
And...
Oh, yeah, and then I end with those
Remember,
words.
your last line is, I'm sorry I
feel
have
so
to
much
go.
pressure.
Goodbye. So, whenever you're ready.
Wait a minute. Let me just try to remember some of the things that just happened. Can we get a playback, please? No. I'm weak. I'm a woman. I will therefore forgive you. Okay. I'm sorry, Rob. I can't forgive you. And it's not just about the exhibition. It's all of this. I mean, you've been changing. You've been changing for years, but I didn't see it. Because I have always been in love with you. You're right. And you're right to apologize. To apologize for that arrangement that you knew would never work. You knew it. But don't apologize to me because I'm weak. That's not an apology I'm going to accept. That's just like erasing all these great years of memories we had together. All this time now you've chalked it up to, well, I'm a man and I'm strong and she's a woman and she's weak and that's why it didn't work out. That shows me how wrong I've been. It's going to take all my strength not to go back to the studio and rip up those canvases. Cut them up. Burn them up. Oh, you didn't even see them. But maybe now you'll see them. Maybe not. I don't think Pastor John would like the direction I'm going. Yeah, I'm really sorry. And I'm really especially sorry for Joey. Oh, he has so much potential. Just do me a favor. I know that this is not gonna end well, and I really regret it, but whatever happens in your life, I know you have a lot of love to give, and I know that you give Joe so much love. But do me a favor and let him be who he is. Let him skive once in a while. Don't be too punitive. He's strong in ways that you'll never know. In ways maybe only a woman knows. I don't know, but I think you know that he has some talents that you don't have. And I hope you can allow those talents to grow for my sake. I'm sorry, I have to say goodbye. It's clear. I'm going to run and catch my flight. I'm sorry, I have to say goodbye.
Whoa, wasn't that emotional?
The wrap up.
So, just to wrap up, the cards you had in your hand are care and bond. So we've already discussed the bond.
Yeah.
Is the bond you have with my son.
Yes, Joey.
Care? What was the thing you didn't have to say about care?
I mean, I think it relates to your whole family. That I care deeply for Jane, for Joey, and for you. I just can't be part of this philosophical direction you've gone in. And the care doesn't disappear. It's still there.
So, I had path and fate in my hand. And I think they're all related to his faith. And I think he realized that he was never fated to be with you.
Right.
And this is all retrospective.
Right.
Never fated to be with you. And now he is on a path that you can't walk with him.
Yes.
And so this is okay. And just to wrap up, what we will forget about each other.
Okay.
We will forget a secret. I don't know what that secret is, but we've forgotten it. We will forget a trial that we went through.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, we will forget joy.
Yeah.
Our memories of each other will always be unjoyful. We will forget about a loss that we had, whatever that is. We will forget about a passage, maybe a passage of time, maybe a passage in a book.
Maybe. And forget about shelter.
And maybe that means that when we think about this final meeting, we forget the rain and we forget where we were stood and we imagine that we were somewhere else.
Oh, wow. Because the shelter that we were in gave us like a feeling of coziness at first.
Exactly.
And we have to forget that part. So we just block it out. Maybe we remember what park we were in. We just forget the rain.
We were sat on a bench, not... Anyway, so...
Woo!
Samantha Britt, Grinnell Zaderman. I don't know if you've adopted more names in the last hour, but...
Anastasia, Samantha Britt, Anastasia, Grinnell Zaderman.
There we go. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank
you very much for indulging me in this game. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I definitely did. It was a really nice imagination experiment.
And I have to say, your acting was flawless.
Oh, come on now.
And of course, anyone who's listening to this, if they wish to back the show, they can go to patreon.com/5G4D. And Sam is a Twitch streamer.
Woo!
If they want to watch your streams where you sing opera music, how can they go about doing that?
Just check out twitch.tv/samsing4, the number 4, food.
That's twitch.tv /samsing4, the number 4, food.
Because food is worth singing for.
Well, thank you very much, Sam, and I guess this is it.